This is J. Krishnamurti's 8th discussion with teachers and students at Brockwood Park, 1973.
What should we talk about?
Sir, the root meaning of the word yoga means, I think, to join or to yoke. But it seems contradictory because of the thought process or time process involved in that. Could we talk about that, or?
If you want to talk about yoga,
yes.
Do you want to talk about it? Right. I believe, as you pointed out, yoga means to join, to yoke the two oxen, and the body and the soul. And I think it must have had a different significance altogether at the beginning. They have separated body from the mind and the soul. The soul being something entirely different from the body. That has existed throughout the religious history, not only in India but also in Europe. So there is this division. And it is really, at least I feel, and I may be wrong, probably I am, yoga must have meant the heightened quality of total integrity. Integrity of the mind, the body, the whole thing, psychosomatically. You know what that word means? Psyche and the soma, which is the body, psychosomatically. I think that for me that is the meaning of yoga. Total integrity. The integrity of the body. And the integrity of the mind, not two separate things, but total integrity. If that is, I don't know if Mr. Fowler would agree to this, and whether Deskacharya and the Pandits in India would agree to this, but I doubt it very much, because I've talked a little bit about it with them, and they are very traditional and very scholarly, and they stick to their line. You can't budge them from their groove. It's like talking about God and man, or the soul in man, and so on. So, throughout the religious history, I think there has been this division between the soul and the body. The intention being, when the body dies, the soul goes to heaven or to hell. And in the Asiatic world, it has quite a different meaning. So, if I'm not saying that you should, if we accept that psychosomatic integrity, not separated, then what is the integrity of the body? You understand my question? The word integrity means whole, right? Right, sir?
So that would imply health.
We are defining what the word means first. if I think that's what the word means, whole, unbroken, not fragmented, total, a total thing. If that's what yoga means, which I doubt very much, I must emphasize that, because I doubt very much if they would accept this interpretation. And I think that for me that's the way I look at it. What is the integrity of the body? You know what the integrity of the mind is? That is, not broken up, fragmented, contradictory, self-denial and acceptance. You follow? All this duality is a state of mind in which there is no integral action. Now, what is the integrity of the body? Are you interested in this?
Yes.
You do yoga, don't you? Some of you. Yes? Do you like it? Oh, come on, sir. Let's talk about it casually, for heaven's sake. Do you like doing it?
I like the movement.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
I do it an hour and a half every morning. I've been doing it for about 40 years. I have been taught by the so-called top people. They, when they taught me, rather not in the past, it is in the past, not now, except occasionally Deskachari looks into it. It's always been this idea that body and the mind, the soul, are two different things. And yoga is to bring these two together. Right? The two separated mind and the body, the soul and the body. And the practice yoga as a form of meditation to bring about this union. And yoga is also, all the exercise is based on keeping the glands healthy and functioning. Right? The story of it is this, I've been told. In the ancient days, the rulers and the ministers had to keep their mind very alert. And they chewed a certain piece of leaf, a leaf from the Himalayas, to keep their minds very alert. Not LSD or some other form of chemical. And gradually, during many centuries, that plant died, fortunately. And they had to invent a form of exercises which would keep the body healthy, glands functioning at their best, so that the mind is kept very clear. So they invented yoga, the asanas, the practices of certain forms of exercises. Now we're talking, what is the integrity of the body? Is your body, not mine, your body integral, whole? You know what I mean? Healthy. alive, active, not woof. You follow? Not sloppy. Come on, sir, discuss it with me. Is your body like that, active, healthy, vital, energetic? Is it? Okay. You won't discuss with me?
Well, we could say that if we had anything to do with the functions of the body, but we know very little about it. The heart beats and we breathe. This is performed by some sort of intelligence, but not by us.
No, sir, the body has its own intelligence, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know if you have noticed it. If the pleasure principle doesn't spoil the body, then the body has its own intelligence, right? The pleasure principle being, I like to smoke or drink or eat certain kind of food, and that gradually destroys the innate intelligence of the body. Right? Are we meeting each other? Oh my! Are we? Huh? So is your body, and you look at it, healthy, vital, energetic, or is it sloppy? Go on, please.
So I don't think there's a simple yes or no answer to that.
Ah, yes, sir, there is. I'll show you.
Sometimes one feels rather tired. And
That's different matter. That's different matter, because you might have overworked, overeaten, or overtalked, or done all kinds of things which exhaust the body. That's a natural, normal thing. But now, are you healthy, vigorous?
Also, I may have inherited some weaknesses, heart or anything.
Are you aware of your body? Your heart may be weak. Are you aware that your heart is weak? Oh.
Well, this is not easy to say because the body's sluggishness clouds the.
Why is it? Then why is it sluggish?
it's not properly exercised.
Therefore, you see, sir, if you really would understand what yoga means, correct me, Mr. Fowler, and the pundits in India, fortunately they aren't here, means a totally different kind of, leading a different kind of life. I used to know, he's dead now, a man who used to do yoga marvelously, beautifully, very supple, easily, and he was a businessman. He had to entertain people. So he had to sit up late. So gradually he dropped yoga. And the two can't go together. Now, you see, the exercises that one does in yoga, which are called asanas, they are not muscle building. On the contrary, they keep your body very, very supple.
What is supple?
Supple, pliable.
Flexible.
Huh?
Flexible.
Flexible. That you can touch with your hands your feet without bending your knees. And so on. in yoga there is not only the exercises, but far more important is what they call pranayama, which is breathing. Are you taught breathing? Yes?
Yes.
What kind of breathing do you do? Oh, come. Have I to push you? Have to go? Huh?
Vijaya.
What?
I believe it's called Vijaya.
Ujjayi.
What?
Ujjayi.
Ujjayi. What's up?
Anuloma Ujjayi.
Anuloma Ujjayi. All right. Is that all?
Nadi
No.
Shodhana.
No, is that all?
I forget the names.
There's one that you taught us last year.
I taught you?
Yes.
God forbid. You know about teaching? I know several people who have been to India for a couple of months or taken 5, I know a man literally taken 5 lessons and has set himself up as a yoga teacher in America. You know? 5 lessons. And making money. Puts on Indian clothes and all that circus. And pleases each person. He says, oh, I'll teach you specially. You must have this. Your neck isn't right. You follow, they play up to all that after a month or 2 or 5 days. That isn't yoga at all. So, breathing is really very important. Breathing while you do the exercises. Inhale and exhale. What is this?
Why?
Huh?
Why is it important?
Because
Why do you think it's important?
it's aerating the blood, getting plenty of oxygen into the body.
And you see, you asked that question. Why do you think it is important? You breathe, don't you? You're told. Why do you think it's important?
Well, many of the movements, it's a natural thing when you're opening your
Look,
arms.
sir, when you bend down,
naturally
you exhale naturally. And when you come up, you inhale.
Yes.
That's all. And that means, as he said, give more air to the lungs. Now, what are the things unfortunately I taught you?
It's the one where...
That one. Do you do them? Huh?
Yes.
Do you do them properly? Or casually? You know, when you're doing asanas, you must do them very, very slowly. And breathing also extraordinarily slowly. And always aware what you're doing. Right?
So that seems to be a problem because personally I find my thinking seems even more active than usual when I'm doing yoga.
And so what happens? You think more?
Well, I go off and daydream.
Well, then you're not paying attention to what you're doing.
Or I'm aware of it, but it seems to... I'm not putting my energy into the asana.
You know, I've been doing 40 years or more exercise, breathing. I wouldn't like to teach you because... Why? Because you aren't serious enough. You understand? You don't keep it every day of your life. You just play with it when you're not, you know. Do you understand what I'm talking about? One has to be dreadfully serious about everything in life. And if you're doing yoga, you have to do it every day, regularly. Not say, well, play with it for a week and then drop it, pick it up again next month. I don't know if you understand all this. Do you do them regularly? Every day? Huh? Huh? Oh, come on, don't. Look, you're not passing exams. You can say, you won't be scolded or anything. It's up to you.
I think some people do it every day.
Who watches them doing it every day?
Who watches them?
Yes. You might be doing something wrong every day, wrongly.
But for that we have our weekly class.
Huh?
For that we have our weekly class. No?
Am I putting my foot into it, Mr. Fowler?
Are you saying we need a supervisor?
That's right, sir. You must be. Look, oh, for God's sake. I was taught by a first-class chap, and he watched me every day for 2 months. You follow? Every day. Whether I was tired, not tired, he was there every morning at 7 or 6, and we did it together. One must learn properly from. Mr. Fowler has been there in India. So how long were you there, sir, with Deskachari?
I was 4 years in India. I used to go to Deskachari during the long vacation.
Right. 2 years he did it. And perhaps, I'm not saying he knows, he doesn't know, he knows something about it. And if he's not teaching you, watching over, you might be doing something wrong. You follow? No.
But that's not possible here, really.
He can't watch over all the students.
You can't watch over all the students.
Because each person is on his own level of yoga. I mean, it should take all day just to be with somebody, each individual person.
What are you telling me? That you...
long enough to have it supervised,
and you haven't enough time to... Oh, I see you have other things to do, huh? So you haven't time.
With a supervisor.
No, Mr. Fowler doesn't have enough time to supervise 60 people every day.
But who is, not 60 people, but who is doing it regularly? I mean, the casual ones, he says, for goodness sake, go off and jump in the lake or do what you want to. But the real, those who really want to do it every day,
Well, every student has a weekly lesson.
Yes, but that doesn't mean anything if you don't do it every day.
No, but I was just...
So it's like practicing a piano. I can practice a piano, one can practice piano and play the wrong note all the time, not knowing. You follow? So what should I do? As I said, yoga, according to traditional meaning, is to join, bring about a union between the mind, between the body and the mind and soul, Atman and so on. To me, it seems basically wrong, that kind of thinking. It is psychosomatic process. And there is the integrity of the body, which means keep the body very healthy, active, vital, and all the bodily functions acting properly. That is what yoga is meant to do. And yoga is also meant to do, originally, is to bring about control of thought and therefore bring about change in consciousness. Are you interested in all this? Again, to me, that's control by thought has no meaning. Because who is the controller? And what is it that is controlling? Which is the same thing. You follow? So I won't go into all that. So to me that is not a real meaning of that word. So I'm asking, is your body, are you aware of your body? How you sit, how you walk, how you eat, you follow? All that's implied in the practice of yoga, not just exercise. Yoga also means skill in action.
All day long.
Of course. Skill in action, well, how you're walking, what you do, how you pick up a pick, a shawl, how you clean it and put it away. All that's yoga. I don't know if... Not just doing a few exercises. Right? Now, how can we bring this about? The alertness of the body, the vitality of the body, the vigor, the active, not just say, well, pick up a newspaper or magazine, sit all day or watch television all the afternoon. Allowing the body to become sluggish at your age. You understand, sir?
Well, that means you must be conscious of how you use yourself during the day.
The whole thing. I said, yoga means skill, also means skill in action. The action being how you do asanas. You follow? Asanas being the exercises. Skill the manner of your eating. When you work in the garden, how you work in the garden. How you bend down to pick up a piece of wood. How you carry a tray. You understand?
What's the role of pranayama?
Pranayama means breathing, sir. Their whole idea is, and I think they're right in this, that when you sit properly and breathe properly, more blood goes into your head. If you sit like this, naturally the blood can't go to your head easily. But if you sit very straight, the spine being straight, then the blood goes easily to the head. You understand? Right? So.
But that doesn't mean to say one does special breathing, except when one is doing pranayama during the yoga session.
Of course. When you're doing the morning breathing, you must sit properly. That is, keeping your head and your spine very straight. And you must breathe from... Do you want to know all this?
Yes.
Mr. Paula, am I interfering?
No, very grateful, sir.
Don't be grateful. So for God's sake, I'm nobody. When you sit properly, I must go into it. you understand the reason why you should sit straight, right? Have you understood that? Then you must breathe from the navel. You understand? Draw the navel in and breathe. That is, as you are breathing, you draw the navel in so that the whole organ doesn't flop, but brings it up. You understand? So that your chest naturally expands by breathing. You don't force it. Are you following?
So you say don't force it, but you need to press when you breathe in on the navel.
No, sir. Oh. Am I right, sir? May I go on?
Yes, please.
Sir, when you breathe as though you are drawing the navel back to the spine. You understand? So imagine this navel touches the spine, draws so deeply in that it touches, you can't of course, but touches the spine, so that you see what happens. When you draw in, the whole thing goes in.
But that requires some pushing.
Just a minute. See, don't listen to what I'm saying. You are already imagining what should be done. See what is necessary, right? Then gradually bring it about. In yoga, there should be no effort at all. You understand? If it takes me to touch my feet a week, all right, I'll take a week to touch it. But don't force it. You understand?
But I've understood sometimes if one is particularly stiff, it does require
Then
with some pain.
wait. Next day, you follow some. If there is any effort in yoga, it's no longer yoga. It's merely muscular exercise. You've understood? Am I right, sir? Oh, Lord. And when you breathe, keep your eyes closed. So you are learning to be aware of your whole body breathing. You follow? But when you keep your eyes open, the more you see the leaves moving, or somebody going by, you are distracted. So keep your eyes closed and do it properly. Right? There are various forms of breathing. I do it, please, I'm sorry, don't do it what I do, because I'm a little bit, I do it for an hour.
1 hour? What?
An hour and 10 minutes every day.
Just breathing, sir?
Huh?
Just breathing?
40 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening, 20 or 30 minutes in, right? You won't do it. You can't do it. And the pranayama, which Fowler has taught you, like Ujjayi and what's the other? Nadi Shodhanam and the rest of it, are excellent but very superficial. But if you do the ones which I showed it to you, there's a little more complex and a little more demanding. Have you shown them that breathing side? I've forgotten the name of it.
Yes, last year, sir, but most of the students who learned that have left now. It was a new batch arrived soon.
You know what those are? Do you? Huh?
What is it called? Which one? You didn't tell us the name.
I've forgotten the name. I'm no good at those things. I do them, but I don't know what they're called. Do you want me to show it to you?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
$50 each. Right? You see how it is? How you sit instinctively, not that way. If you sit that way, you have to sit straight. Have you understood this? Do it. Don't just slop. Do it. For God's sake. Keep your knees together, feet together. You see, I thought I was going to discuss this. I didn't mean to teach you this at all. You better open the door because there are too many. You understand? So that see that your toes are equal. Look. You see the toes together? They're equal. Right?
Yes.
That means you must keep your knees and toes and feet together. You see the posture? You see my posture? What it's like? Yours is not right. You've understood it? Look, sir, draw it in. That's it. Then put your... The idea is this. Must I go through all this?
Yes.
The idea is that you feel by each gesture different parts of the lung. You've understood that? That by the lower lobes, the middle lobe and the higher lobe.
Excuse me, sir, do the gestures themselves have any significance?
I'm going to show it to you. The gesture, that gesture, see what if you do it, and you must put it not over there, but right up against your loin. Glorious. I've never taught before anybody. I won't. Because though I've done it for 40 years, I wouldn't teach everybody. You understand? You must put this, the palm of your, what do you call this palm? No, that's not the palm, that's the palm. The heel, that's right. The heel right up against, no, look, you haven't got it right. I said, look, keep your fingers together, the circle not pressed, you understand? Don't press it hard, like that, right? Now when you breathe this way properly, you will notice that you are filling the lower part. It depends how long you can breathe. Very slowly, drawing your navel back. You understand the idea? Pulling it in as you breathe, not pull it in first and then breathe, or breathe and then pull it in, but as you breathe, you pull it in.
Inhale and exhale.
Huh?
Inhale and exhale.
Pizza, I'm talking of breathing first. as you breathe, draw the navel in towards the spine. You follow? I don't know whether you can breathe deeply or shallowly. That depends on you. I do it for 45 seconds. You understand?
One breath?
One breath. Oh, I know fellows who do much more. That's little. You may begin with 10 seconds. You understand? Keeping your shoulders down, holding that against the loin, and breathing. Inhale very, very slowly for 10 seconds, drawing the navel in as you inhale. Right? You understood? Draw it in. Then hold it for 2 or 3 seconds. Then exhale, drawing the navel in, slowly letting it out. Letting the whole tummy, navel out. That's the first one. And do that for 5 times, 6 times. Then the next one is this.
So,
Huh?
last time, I think I must have misunderstood.
Come out here, sir.
You pinch the legs with the pinch.
Don't pinch. I said don't pinch. Just very soft, gently hold it. First is this, right? Much better than discussion, isn't it? First is this. Second is that. Right? Second is that.
Just bring him in relax.
That's right. Do it all very gently, sir. Don't strain. Gently. Then if you do it, you will see then this part is coming to play. Part of the lungs. The third is that. Do you understand? Why are you all so interested in this? All right, it doesn't matter. All right. Third is that, right? Now when you do that, again keeping it very close to the loins, with heel of your hand touching it, don't press it, don't force anything. You understand? Do it all very, very, very gently, like, play with it. Don't. Then if you do that, you will see you're filling this part. I've asked doctors, others about this. They see the reasonableness of it. Right? Have you got that? First, keep your fingers together. Second, third. Now, the fourth is that. You see? Then you will see you're filling this up. You can see how I do it. Moment you by your very gesture you can't. You see.
Changes your position.
That's right. See, by your always drawing this in and holding it, and when you exhale, keep it in and slowly exhale, relaxing the navel. You got it? That's enough. There's a fifth one, which is a little more difficult. If you do this four, that's good enough. I'll show probably Mr. Fowler the fifth, and he will probably show it to you too. You understand? First, against the loins, fingers together, without forcing it. second, right? Third, fourth. When once you have taken this position, you must not move. You understand? If you are tired, stop. But don't fidget about. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, when you draw the navel in, your buttocks become tight. You understand? They don't spread out. Tight. Right? Is that enough?
So can you actually go into the breathing for each of the movements?
That's a dirty question.
Was that last time I misunderstood you, and I've been doing the exact opposite from what you said. I'm afraid. I've been breathing out.
You should really do it 3 or 4 hours after meals, or right in the morning after washing and all the rest of it, before breakfast, so that your tummy is empty. I don't want you swallow when I see. You want me to do just one?
Yes, please. Yes.
Come over there, sir. You can see it better. I am not an expert. You understand? You understand? I am not an expert. I have done it because I like to do it, and I've been taught by experts. But I'm not showing it to you as an expert. I'm showing it to you casually, so that you will do it properly if you want to do it. It becomes a circus, isn't it? I've got trousers, food. I can't do it properly, you understand? Then the other one is this, same thing. But you see, you must begin this very gently. Do it 10 seconds. Hold 2 seconds, exhale 10 seconds. Or inhale 5 seconds, hold 2 seconds, and exhale 10 seconds. The longer you exhale, the better it is.
As long as you become aware of art.
Of course.
That's what's important first.
Of course. You see, when you sit this way, you can't help having your body spine straight. Right? Have you got it? Enough?
So it's inhale, and as you inhale, you press the navel back to the spine.
You draw it in, draw it very gently, don't force it, So, you can't do this at the first go. It may take you several months. Let it take several months. Because if you force it, then you are probably doing the body harm, because you are forcing it and twisting the body. Whereas if you do it very gently, it will adjust itself. If your kidney or your liver or your gallbladder is not properly adjusted, heavy, or by drawing the navel in, it will adjust itself. Gradually. Take time. Don't say, well, I must do it like Superman next day. That's all. Finished? Shall we go back to discussion, or is it?
The question comes up is when you go outside. Well, we go out and work, not a work party, but you have a job, say in a very rough line, a physical labor job, and you're doing yoga. It seems to contradict exactly what yoga is, except if you are, aware. You say aware of how you move something, or aware of how
Yes, sir.
how you do it. But it seems to contradict it. There's so many heavy jobs, that seem to be that seem to dull the body, and are really worthless to do in that manner.
Look, sir, I've done heavy gardening. In California, I've planted trees, removed rocks, used crowbars and cut trees, milked cows and looked after chickens and all the rest of it. And I did yoga all the time.
So may I ask, relevant to that, if one is doing a lot of physical work, do you think it's less necessary to do the physical part of yoga and more important to do the breathing?
Breathing, that's right.
Because the physical work you're doing is
That's right. That's right. But keep a little, do one or two, standing on your head or standing on your shoulders, or do you know Mahamudra? Do they any of?
Yes.
Huh? Do you do Mahamudra?
That's the one where you stretch the spine.
Will you lean forward and touch your toes?
Like that.
That's it.
Yeah. You hold your one foot with both hands, and
Oh,
then
Lord.
you gradually stretch the spine.
God's sake.
Oh yeah.
No.
You see, you understand, sir? Huh? This must be absolutely touching the ground, the whole of it. Not like this. Then we get hold of it.
Oh, yes.
You follow?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And straightening the
Then
spine.
keep your head tight. Got it? Now, if you are doing heavy labor, or doing garden, all that heavily, then do one or two only physical asanas and long time, carefully.
But sir, isn't the point of yoga that you're exercising much more completely all the muscles and all
That's
the...
right. That's right.
Yes, I think one also needs to do a lot of back bending because physical work tends to be forward bending.
Yes, so you play, so adjust yourself to the, No. Is that enough of yoga? How do you sit when you breathe?
In lotus.
Can you all sit that way easily?
You just have to sit cross-legged if you can't sit in lotus.
Yes, just cross-legged.
The half lotus.
Huh?
The half lotus.
Half lotus.
Yes, yes. Anything else?
You say when you breathe.
Huh?
You say when you breathe, you count because you count for so many seconds.
That's right.
Is it necessary to count all the time?
If either count or what, have perhaps easier to count. Keep your eyes closed, counting one. How do you count? So that you are exact. Every second is exact.
I say 1,000, 2,000.
That's right.
3,000.
That's right. 1,000, 2,000. You see that? That means second. You haven't? Huh? Right. Do it, and you will see. Anything else? We've talked about the body. What about your mind? Now we come a little more. What about your mind? Are your minds active? Daydreaming or wishing that you were doing something else rather than what you're doing, and so on. Is your mind, how does your mind work? Don't you want to discuss it?
Yes.
Tell me, please, I'm asking you a question. You hear what I'm asking? You're not deaf, are you? No. Then please, would you kindly ask my question? Answer my question. How does your mind work? What is it doing all day? When you're studying mathematics, are you studying mathematics? Or half the time you're looking out of the window or thinking of other things? Or are you giving complete attention to mathematics? When you eat, are you thinking of something else? I give up. You don't answer my questions.
Yes, sir. Well, I know I do these things. When I eat, we have a quiet meal on Tuesday nights, and it becomes very clear when you're on the quiet meal how much the mind is preoccupied.
Now, please, each one of you, think it out. Please do think it out. When you are eating or studying mathematics, you're only studying mathematics and nothing else. And when you're eating and nothing else.
What about conversation while you're eating?
I know. So what will you do? Conversation while you're eating.
You can still be aware of eating. Just like being aware of walking when you're conversing.
Have you ever tried not talking at mealtime?
Yes.
Have you?
Yes, last night.
We all do it together.
We all do it together on Tuesday nights. Is that it?
Yes.
Then what happens? Are you only eating or your mind is thinking of something else? If your mind is thinking of something else, you are talking. You understand? So when you are eating quietly without talking, is your mind wandering off?
But it's much easier to see it wander if there's no conversation.
All right, then what do you do when your mind wanders off?
You observe it.
Huh?
You observe it.
What happens then?
Well, then you're back to your eating.
So you play the game, do you? Watch it and come back. Watch it and come back. Is that it?
That's all it seems one can do.
Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
That is, when you are eating, you are only eating and mind is not wandering. Right? Mm-hmm. That is skill in action. You understand, sir? That is yoga. I'm translating that as yoga. You understand? The professionals wouldn't. Can you eat and the mind absolutely concerned with eating and nothing else? On Tuesday evenings, have you tried that?
Yes.
Then what will you do when your mind wanders off?
Why do anything?
Hmm?
Why do anything but wanders?
No. Did you hear what I said? Attention is, when you are eating, there is only eating and nothing else. Why should your mind wander off?
Well, if it wanders, just look at it wandering.
I know, and then what will you do? Keep on looking, wandering?
If it keeps on wandering, you shouldn't condemn it.
If you're looking, it's not wandering.
Sir, look, I'm eating. And my mind goes off, thinks, by Joe, what happened to those shoes? Or where did I put my trousers? What will my friend will... You follow, it's going all over the place. One association after another, right? Now how will you bring about such attention? The mind is concerned only with eating. When I am studying mathematics, it's only concerned with mathematics and nothing else. English literature, whatever you are studying, how will you bring this about?
It seems like if we want to bring it about for a reason, it won't be...
No, I explained, sir. Look. When I'm doing something and my mind wanders off, it is a contradiction. You understand? I'm eating. Why should my mind wander off? I'm eating. Why should the mind go chasing one thought after another? Is that laziness, habitual indifference to what you are doing? You understand? And therefore he says, I'm really not interested in eating, I'll go off and think of something else. I'm really not interested in mathematics, so I'll look out of the window or think about something else.
So could you describe, if you're paying attention just to eating when you're eating, what's happening in the mind at that moment?
Huh?
What is happening in the mind when you are paying attention to eating?
With me, you are asking?
Yes.
Nothing. I'm just eating.
Well, you see, I think that this is where
I know, this is too difficult. I mustn't go into this is too...
Because most people, either they pay attention to their eating and they're aware of the eating, I would think, which is a limited subject to...
then it gets terribly boring.
Terribly boring. And
okay.
Inevitably moves away.
So I want them to discover all this. I'm You're not asking questions. Look, sir.
So it seems that paying attention to the eating, in a way, could become filling your mind with that only, and not...
Look, I'll show you something. I'm listening to what you're saying, right? Just now what you're saying. If I listen to you with half a ear, I don't understand what you're saying, will I? I want to listen to you, to what you're saying, not only to the words, what lies behind the words. Really listen to you. But my mind is really concerned with looking out of the window. Because I see a bird going by. So there is conflict in me, isn't there? I'm trying to listen to you, and yet my attention is wandering over there. So there is a contradiction, isn't there? And therefore conflict. Right? Do you see that? Now, the moment I have conflict, other factors enter into that conflict. That is, I must control. I mustn't look out of the window. I must pay attention to what you're saying. So I'm forcing. So there is a wastage of energy. Right? So how shall I pay attention totally to you, what you're saying, and not look out of the window? You understand my question? Huh? Have you understood my question?
Is there inevitable conflict? In other words, you say, I should not look out of the window, but supposing many people think of several things at once without entering into conflict.
No, wait a minute. No, several things, because they are not interested in what they're doing.
But you could surely, can't you be interested in several things at once, really giving attention?
Can you?
Yes.
Wait, is that so? Is that so? Look, I don't want to talk about myself. Is that so?
Surely, if you're eating and carrying on the conversation, most of your energy is concerned with the conversation, and you're not really very much aware of the eating.
I don't think so necessarily.
Well, that's my experience.
Well, if you're not paying attention to it, how could you do it?
But I think if you
I want to find out.
You become very self-conscious, and you all look as though you're like cows chewing the cud.
I know. That's why you have all become like cows, chewing cud. Appalling.
And cooking and gardening and driving a car and doing the dishes and endless things that we all do in one form or another all day long do not.
I agree. I know all that. I used to drive I still do. I used to drive a car in California at Ohio, go around for an hour, meditating, driving and meditating. I used to love it. I can do. I'm doing two things. You understand? I'm doing two things: meditating and driving.
So somebody just said it's dangerous.
What? To you, your idea of meditation is entirely different from mine. Therefore, wait a minute, sir. I want to find out, just listen to me. I want to find out how to give total attention without that attention to creating artificiality, which Ms. Simmons has pointed out.
I don't quite understand that. It's artificiality.
Look, sir. When I look at something, I want to look at it entirely. I want to give my attention to seeing that tree entirely. Not let my mind go off. If I'm listening to you, I want to listen. Because it's much easier, more simple. But my mind goes off after something else. Now, how is this to take place so that there is no wandering off? Without, I won't use conflict, wandering off.
So is it possible to extend an awareness, extend the awareness and attention to two things?
I'm going to show you presently how to go into it. You don't discuss with me. That's what I'm.
Things when you're driving, a car, you somehow, you know a fact that if you go to sleep at the wheel, you're off the road, you know, and you have your total attention is what's going on in front and on your mirrors all the time.
And also looking 300 yards ahead.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Right in front of you, what's on that road, and what your speed is, and all this, what involves in driving.
Yes.
And it seems that, and you say you meditate. Well, like you say, I don't know what you mean by meditation.
You don't know what I mean by meditation, so don't use that word. Sorry, I mustn't use that word.
Okay, but to drive, somehow you see the fact, which is if you go to sleep or your mind wanders, you'll inevitably the chances are good that you will make it to home or something.
Yeah, quite right.
It's not necessarily like that. You can drive for miles conversing and not know that you've gone through traffic lights or anything like that. Something seems to have taken over and done it for you.
Is it the automatic habit? Mechanical habit? So the habit is formed by driving all the time, therefore I can think of something else. But else also keep watching everything. The mirror, the cops, and the speed and everything else I can watch. Because the body has come so used to it. I can go on talking about more serious things and you'll keep on driving.
So you go from one fact, you learn
Is that habit, Guruji?
Huh?
Is that habit? Or is that real attention?
I want to find out. You see, I understand. I don't want to answer that question because they're not asking these questions. They're asleep. You want bombs under you.
Did you say that the driving and the meditation were two different things?
And then, I'm sorry, I brought it altogether wrong. I mustn't talk about driving and meditation. Sorry, I withdraw that word.
See us all going around on bicycles doing it.
I think it's,
Go ahead, sir.
I think it's very interesting when the minds imagine one state without control, say, is dangerous. I think if find out this is very important.
No, I don't understand your question.
In Spanish?
Huh? See, slowly.
Cuando la mente imagina.
You understand that? See what is mente, right.
Cuando la mente imagina un estado de ser en el que ella no está, dice, es muy peligroso ese estado de ser libre de mi control.
Sí,
so
sí.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
I think if I down this is very important.
Madam, you translate it. Good, make you talk.
When there's a state of mind in which the mind is not there, then the mind thinks it's dangerous because it doesn't have control. And he said we can go into that.
Now, just let me begin again. I feel one must lead a life in which every form of conflict comes to an end. Personally. Because I see conflict is a wastage of energy, is unintelligent. Conflict implies there is no sensitivity. To me, I can't live that way in conflict. I would you follow? I would do anything not to have conflict. And how is one to live without any conflict inwardly? And that means never contradiction. You understand? Never contradiction. In oneself, in what you are saying, in what you are doing, in what you think and feel. Never. Right? Then life becomes extraordinarily simple. That's where I want to live. That's where I'm living. Right? Now I'd like to talk to you about it. Because I feel that's the highest form of intelligence and sensitivity. In my relationship with my friend, with my wife, with my husband, whatever it is, I've no conflict in my relationship. Is that possible? For me it is, and I want to tell you about it. And it is a contradiction. When I want to look out of the window and see the beauty of the light on the leaf and the trunks and the movement of the branches and so on, it's marvelous to look out. And yet I have to study mathematics. Right? Can my awareness, attention, include both? You understand? That's the question. Can I look out of the window, see the beauty of the light and the shadows and the movement of the everything, and also equally pay attention to mathematics? Not that all attention, here no attention.
In other words, having a choice.
Don't bring complications yet. It's difficult enough. Just get the idea first. You understand? So that I am learning history, literature, mathematics, chemistry, whatever it is, and yet also look out of the window so that there is no contradiction, there is no choice, if you will. Say, by Joe, I must not look there, I must look here, which is choice. Can my attention or awareness include both?
Not at the same time.
I said include at the same time. Listen to my words. Include means at the same time. I can look out of the window and also be conscious of what my professor is teaching me. You have understood my question? Eat. When I'm eating, I can talk and yet be attentive to both.
That part, I think, is impossible because if you're eating and not totally aware of it, you might miss your mouth with a fork and stick yourself.
No, wait, sir. Don't ever use the word impossible. Huh? Because then we have stopped. We have blocked ourselves. First, I'm putting the question, find out. I'm driving. I can look at the beauty of the earth, the hills, the flow, the clouds, the shadows, and yet drive safely.
That one is actually doing it, not thinking about it.
One is actually doing it, of course one is doing it. But here we've got a different problem, which is, I am not interested in mathematics, I want to look out there. I'm not interested in the beastly food which I eat every day, but I'm interested in my conversation.
Isn't it also that we're dividing it up into two things?
But that we do.
Yes, but isn't that the misperception?
I mean, but we do. But we do, madam. We do divide the two things in life. I'm bored here and I go to Winchester to get excitement. That's our life.
We look at it and
No, just see the fact. The contradiction. I'm used to this and this boredom and I'm not used to that and therefore it's exciting. And if I lived at Winchester, I said, but Joe, I must go to Brockwood. It was lovely there. You follow? So how am I, please put yourself this question, how am I to live So that I am all attention. You follow? Not attention looking out there and lack of attention looking here. You have understood my question?
Yes, but then would you even get in the car to drive? I mean, if you didn't have to go somewhere.
No, leave the car, I'll tell you. You have made... Look, sir, I won't bring in the car. Can I be attentive? Wholly. There. Not divided. You understood my question? I understand my question, not what the answer is.
Only one movement.
One movement.
No one after another.
Now, how will you do this? You see the importance of it? Do you?
No, I don't.
Huh?
I don't.
All right. Now let's talk about it. You're talking to me, and I look out of the window. First of all, it's very rude. Second, I'm not completely paying attention to what you're saying, because what you're saying is rather boring, or what you're saying is rather insulting. If you're flattering me, I do pay tremendous attention. So I say, while I'm listening to you, I'm also listening to the bird. Because the bird and you and I, in the act of listening, I'm listening. You follow what I'm saying? There is only listening. I wonder if I can convey this to you. Do you understand, Gregory, what I'm talking about?
No, but we can't pay. Well, you might not be able to understand what I'm saying if you're also paying attention to the bird.
Why is it separate?
Huh?
I'm saying, why is it separate? If you were listening to a piece of music, you wouldn't listen to only some of the notes. You'd listen to the whole thing.
Whole music, yes.
Therefore, if you're listening to someone and there is a bird song...
No, let's put it on the other way. Let's put it on there. Do you know what it means to listen?
You have to be totally aware of everything that's around you.
Yes. Gregory, do you know what it means to listen?
I don't think I do, no. Not really.
No. Are you listening to what I'm asking you?
Yes.
Huh?
I'm listening, yeah.
Wait, listen carefully. I'm asking you. Careful. I'm asking you, are you listening to my question? My question is, are you actually listening?
That means taking in what you're saying without any opinions, without any...
Yeah, are you actually listening? Opinion, not looking outside, all that. Are you listening? Whatever it is, stupid, nonsense, good, bad, are you actually in a state of listening? That's not difficult to find out. Is it? Gregory, is it difficult? I am giving you, and wait a minute, I am telling you that life as it is lived, listen, I'm asking you, are you listening to what I am saying? What I am saying is this, that as we live now in the modern world, we are living in a state of continuous conflict. Right?
Right.
Now, are you listening to that?
Yes.
Now, when you are listening to that, what is the state of your mind that is listening?
It isn't.
Wait, huh?
It isn't.
Huh?
There isn't a state of mind.
What is it?
You're listening.
Which means what?
It's just receiving.
So, you are listening, are you Gregory?
Yes.
Now, can you listen to me and listen to that wind at the same time? Can you observe the mantelpiece? See all the line, that picture, let's take that picture. Can you observe that picture and also observe that tree and include in that observation the tree and the picture? The feeling of observation in which there is no division as the picture and the tree.
In practice, it doesn't happen.
Huh?
In practice, it just doesn't happen.
No, I'm asking you, it does happen. I'll show it in a minute.
Look at Krishnaji, you also can see the other people.
Yes, of course. You can see me sitting here and also you can see the board.
But you have a blurred image. It's not a clear image.
Because it's not clear image because I'm speaking. I'm forcing you to listen to me. He is not.
But you can still see them.
Huh?
You can still see them, yes.
So Krishnaji, when it's a question of seeing, if you're speaking and I'm listening to you, then automatically I would look at you and I wouldn't focus on the tree which is somewhere
Of course. What I'm trying to get at, sir, is the state of attention in which there is no division. I listen.
Where there's no direction to.
Of course. But that becomes a little more complex. I don't want to enter into that for the moment. Listening, I'm giving total attention. My mind has the quality of attention. I can look at that tree and at the picture. Therefore, there is no contradiction. Because at the center there is attention. I wonder if you Huh? You all paid awful lot of attention how to breathe. Now you go. You've understood what I'm saying? No, you haven't.
Krishnaji, may I go back?
Let's go back.
We were talking about eating when we have a silent meal. Now, presume that I'm eating and I enjoy my food, or at least I think I do. It's good food. But at the same time I'm remembering an insult. Somebody...
Yes.
So I don't understand how I can just eat totally and make it simple.
I'll show you, sir. I insulted you yesterday. And now you're eating. What has happened? You remember the insult of yesterday and you're actually eating now. Why didn't you finish with that insult yesterday?
Because
why didn't you finish it? So that you can say, I'm eating. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand.
Now why didn't you finish it? Why are you carrying it over?
Well, I would like to have done, but sometimes I don't see...
I'll show you. I'll show you. The carrying it over is the beginning of conflict.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yes. Now, how can you, when I insult you, why don't you finish with it? Why do you carry it over?
It seems like if I don't have the memory, I might get hurt again.
Why should you get? So, if you have memory, you won't get hurt again. That means you are trying to protect yourself. Build a wall around yourself.
But Krishnaji, it doesn't seem as if I can do anything about it.
I'll show you in a minute, sir. Give it time. I won't. You insult me. You have insulted me yesterday. And I carry it over to today. And I haven't finished with it. And when I eat, it comes back. And tomorrow it'll come back. So I said, what stupid thing it is. Now, can I finish when I'm insulted at that moment? Get it over.
By actually looking at the insult and seeing whether it applies to you or not.
Oh, he's insulted me, old boy. He said you're a damn fool.
Well, then you look and see if you actually are a damn fool. And if you're not, then well, that's his problem.
So, wait. So why, that means what? When he is insulting you, pay attention at that moment. Don't react. You follow what I'm saying? Wait, sir. Have you understood what I said? He has insulted me. At the moment of that insult being put into words, can I listen to it without my reaction, saying you're another?
Well, I did that, sir.
Wait.
The insult is still, I want to still feel it.
No, why? Why?
We think it's an insult to begin with. Why think it's an insult?
Because he's called me a damn fool.
Yeah.
And because I have an image about myself, which I say I'm not a damn fool. I'm an extraordinarily damn fool.
If you're not, why are you getting insulted? So it's your image that makes it an insult in the first place.
So that's what I'm saying, old boy. Can you listen to that insult at the moment it is given, without my reaction, saying, oh, who are you to tell me, etc., any reaction, but listen completely so that I may be a damn fool, or I may not. It's indifferent. You follow? I'm gone, finished with it. That is.
It's all very well, sir, but I still have this image, and I don't see what...
Because I'm showing you. Because you have got an image about yourself.
Yes, well, I have it, and I want
Then
to
get...
know about it.
I'm showing... Therefore, as long as you have that image about yourself, that image is going to be insulted all the time or flattered.
Right.
Face that. So you are inviting insults.
Right, I see that.
Therefore, see the truth of it and you'll be free of the image.
Well, I do see the truth of it.
No, you don't. If you saw the truth of a poison, you won't take it. You don't see the truth that as long as you have an image about yourself, it's going to be insulted or flattered or something or other. Right? So I say to myself, how I see the truth of that. The very truth of that is going to wipe out the image. It won't be wiped out if you don't see the truth of it. The truth being that you are inviting insults. If I have nothing in the cupboard, nobody's going to steal anything.
Isn't the part of the problem one isn't really aware of the image one has of oneself?
That's just it. You are not aware or you're not attentive to what is being said. You are concerned with how to get rid of the image. You're not listening actually to what is being said, which is that You are inviting insults as long as you have images about yourself. And you will be hurt endlessly.
So an innocent mind cannot be hurt or hurt.
That's right. The word innocent means a mind that cannot be hurt.
If someone physically hurts you...
That's a different matter. If you kick me in the shins, I'm going to yell.
Does your wanting to protect yourself have to stand in the way of looking?
No, that's a different matter, isn't it? Yeah. The body must be protected.
Yeah, I'm asking if that has to prevent you from looking at the person clearly, though.
So, physiologically, the body demands protection. Is there any other kind of protection at all? You understand?
It means if you're protecting something other than your body.
That's all. Therefore you're going to be hurt. Therefore you have something to be stolen from you.
When you said that you see that...
Don't, for the moment it's time to stop because we have... Just look at this. Can the mind be totally attentive? Attentive. Not attentive when you're looking at the tree or lack of attention when you're reading, you follow? But the mind being attentive. Then there is no division. I can attend to that and attend to this. You better stop, don't you?